Chapter 41. Anna. The phone echoes in the hall. It rarely rings, and we both use our mobiles, and when it does, it's usually a double glazing cold call or a PPI fishing trip. Marks makes makes her stand up, but I leap to my feet. It's been 2 days since I put the phone down on Mara Mackenzie, and I've been on edge ever since, waiting for him to call back. I'll get it. I haven't told Mark about it. What could I say? Having dismissed the anniversary card as nothing more than a sick practical joke, the brick through the window was a threat he couldn't ignore. Every day he'd been on the phone to the investigating officers. Apparently they're doing everything they can, he said, after the last time, which doesn't seem to be a lot. Can they find fingerprints? The police have my parents' DNA and prints. They took them from personal effects at home and work, in the hope that if a body resurfaced, they would be able to identify them. I wonder if Dad knew that, if he had been careless with his mark. What will happen if they find his prints? They'll know he's not dead. They'll realize Mum isn't either. The two of them are inextricably bound. If one goes to prison, the other surely will too. Is that what I want? Nothing on the note, and apparently bricks a bad surface for prints. The relief I feel takes me by surprise. They're waiting for DNA results on the elastic band. He shrugged, already writing off any hope of a conclusion. In the meantime, the nursery windows have been prepared and an order placed for front and back security lights. Hello? I say. The phone line is quiet. Hello? Fear pulls in my stomach. Silence. No, not quite silent. A rustle, breathing. Dad? I don't say it. I can't. Not only because Mark is listening, but because I'm worried my voice will betray me. That the anger that fills my heart and head for what Dad did to Mum, to me, will be overshadowed the second I start speaking. That the fear and hatred that has descended in the last week will be cancelled out by 26 years of love, 26 years of lies. I remind myself, steeling my heart and closing my mind to the memories that assault me. Dad calling to say he'll be late, to wish me a happy birthday, when he and Billy were away with work, to remind me to revise, to see if we need anything, to ask me to record Planet Earth. I pressed refresh on the images. Scene said what I know now to be the truth. Dad throwing my homemade paperweight against the wall in a fit of rage, relying on booze to get through the day, stashing bottles around the house, hitting Mum. I can't put the phone down. I stand, feet frozen to the spot, receiver clamping to my ear, desperate for him to speak, yet terrified of what he'll say. He says nothing. There's a quiet click and the line goes dead. No one there, I say when I return to the sitting room in answer to Mark's inquiring look. That's a bit concerning. We should let the police know. They might be able to trace the call. Could they? Do I want them to? I can't think straight. If the police arrest Dad, we will be safe. Mum will be safe. His fake suicide will be uncovered, and he'll go to prison. Mum will be in trouble too. But surely domestic abuse is mitigation enough. Women have been acquitted of more in similar circumstances. But maybe Dad used a call box. Maybe there's CCTV. Maybe the police will trace the calls, see the images. They'll know that Dad is still alive, but he won't be safely behind bars. Maybe he won't even be behind bars. Mum's fake suicide will be uncovered, and Dad'd still be out there, still free, still a threat. It was one of those call centres, I said. I could hear the other operators in the background. It seems once you start lying, it's easy to carry on. It's 8 o'clock when the text message comes. The television is showing a rerun of some early classic with Richard Briers that neither of us is watching. We're both looking at our phones, scrolling through mindless Facebook updates, tapping like on every other one. My phone is on silent. The message is appearing on my screen from a number I've saved on Angela. Now, my heart beats furiously. I glance at Mark, but he's paying no attention. I tap a reply. I'm not sure about this, please, Anna. I don't know how much longer I can risk any staying here. I tap another message, delete it, tap another, delete that too. How could I have even entertained the idea of bringing Mum here? Introducing her to Mark. She's supposed to be dead. Yeah, okay. So her hair's different. She's thinner. She looks older than she is, but she's still my mother. He'll know. I'm sorry. I can't do this. I tap at the message, but as I tap send, the doorbell rings out. Confident and clear, I look up. Eyes wide in panic. Mark already on his feet, and I scram to follow him into the hall, where it's clear from the shape of the stained glass door that it's her. He opens the door. If she's nervous, she's hiding well. She looks him in the eye. You must be Mark. There's a fraction of a pause before he responds. I move to stand next to him, although I'm convinced he'll be able to hear my heart thudding, and as he waits politely for an explanation, I know I have no alternative but to continue the charade. Angela! Mark, this is Mum's second cousin. We bumped into each other yesterday and she said she'd love to meet you and Ella, so I tail off. The story Mum and I concocted as we walked along the seafront seems ludicrous now. The lies we're feeding Mark, making me sick to the stomach. But my lies are to protect him. I can't have Mark implicated in my parents' crimes. I won't. He steps back with a broad smile of a man who's used to guests dropping in unannounced. I wonder if Mum sees, as I do, the concern behind this cheery facade. Concern because I've never mentioned a cousin before, or because his emotionally unstable partner has apparently once again forgotten to tell him she invited someone over. For once, I hope it's the latter. I scour his face for signs of suspicion, for a flick of recognition. Nothing. It's only now that I realise how uneasy I've been about Mum's handwriting on Mark's flyer that I needed this confirmation, despite the reassurance from both sides. Hi, I'm Mark. He extends a hand and then shakes his head and laughs at his formality, stepping forward instead to pull Mum toward a warm embrace. It's not great to meet you, I breathe out. Carolina had a stupid fallout, Mum says when we're installed in the sitting room, glass of wine in hand. I can't even remember what it was about now, but we didn't speak for years. She breaks off and I think she's dried up, but she swallows hard and now it's too late. Mark rests an elbow on the arm of the sofa. He thumbs on the base of his chin. He rubs his forefinger lightly along his top lip, listening, considering. Does he think it odd that Angela should suddenly turn up in Eastbourne a year after my mother's death? My eyes flicked between Mark and Mum. She meets my gaze for a split second, then drops her eyes away, looks for a tissue. We can't change the past, Mark says gently. We can only change the way we feel about it and the way it affects our future. You're right. She blows her nose and tucks the tissue up her sleeve in such a familiar gesture. It's a moment before I can breathe again. Rita is sitting as close to Mum as is possible to get, leaning so heavily that if Mum moved her legs, the dog would topple over. You're honoured. She she's usually wary of strangers. I don't catch Mum's eye. It's lovely to meet someone from Anna's side. I know Bill, of course, and Caroline's goddaughter Laura, who's practically family. He gives me a side look glance winking to neutralise whatever's coming next. Another one from the top table? You're getting married? No, I say and laugh because that's what Mark's doing. I shift in my seat. Maybe you can persuade her, Angela. I'm not having much luck. It's a throwaway comment meant as a joke. But you're so young, Anna. I'm 26. As if she didn't know that. Hadn't carried me for 9 months when she was younger than I am now. You shouldn't rush into anything. There's an uncomfortable silence. Mark coughs. Are you married, Angela? Separated, she glances at me. It didn't work out. Another awkward pause follows when Mum and I think about the way that separation came about and Mark thinks about what the face of a good counsellor gives nothing away. How long have you been planning on being in Eastbourne, I ask. Not long. To New Year's Day, that's all. Enough time to see the people who matter and avoid those who don't. She laughs. Mark grins. Where are you staying? A red flush colours Mum's cheeks at the hope. Mark's face is impassive, but Mum's embarrassment intensifies. Things are a bit tight, and anyway, it's only for a few nights. It's fine. Why don't you stay with us? He looks at me for confirmation, even though the offer's already been made. We've got plenty of room, and it would just be lovely for Ella to spend some time with you. Oh, I couldn't. We insist, don't we? I dare not look at Mum to see the mum on her eyes mirrors my own. She thought she was safe. She thought Dad would never track her down. If he knows she's here, of course, I hear myself saying, because what explanation could I possibly give for saying no? In fact, you'll be doing me a favour. I've got some appointments I can't cancel, and it would be great to know I'm not leaving the girls on their own. He means it. He's worried I'm having some kind of a breakdown. He's not far off the truth. Well, if you're sure, we're sure, Mark speaks for both of us. Then I'd love to, thank you. Mark turns to me. Maybe Laura could come over. Do you know Laura, Angela? Her face is white despite the past on smile. I don't think we met. I make my smile match theirs. Tell myself it's all going to be fine. Mark will be at work. I can tell Laura's got yet another new job. Or that she's away with friends. As long as I can keep Mum indoors, out of sight, there's no reason why anyone should suspect a thing. And Dad, my pulse picks up. I try telling myself he won't want to come over where people might recognise him. Mum was hiding up north. That's where he found her. He'll be looking for her there, except suicide? Think again. He sent the card. He threw the brick. He knew what Mum did. He knew I'd been to the police. Somehow he can see exactly what happened in this house. If he doesn't already know Mum's in Oakview, I have no doubt he will soon. My pulse quickens. Did Dad ring the house because he thinks Mum's here? Was he hoping he should pick up, give him the confirmation he needed? If Mum had only gone to the police when Dad first mentioned this absurd scheme, none of this would have happened. Mum wouldn't have felt the only way to escape was a fake suicide, and I wouldn't be here now harboring a criminal. She should never have done it. She should have never have helped him disappear.